to the systems of the world, you have bowed. Any of you who are going to Beyonce's concert, I rebuke you in the name.
The narrative intensifies with the revelation that the walls are seemingly closing in on Beyonce, primarily due to exposure from fellow artist Erykah Badu, who is described as having revealed Beyonce's role as a high priestess in Hollywood. Badu, herself openly involved in witchcraft and spiritual practices, reportedly felt compelled to call out Beyonce because the latter's alleged demonic activities were extreme even by her standards. This exposure highlights the powers Beyonce is said to draw from Onshu, a deity in Yoruba religion often associated with love, fertility, and rivers, but here twisted into a source of dark energy. The public was fed a narrative of Beyonce's rise through hard work, promoted by her and her father, Matthew Knowles. But this is dismissed as a fabrication masking her involvement in serious witchcraft. One prominent example cited is Beyonce's former drummer, Kimberly Thompson, who worked with her for 7 years before parting ways. Thompson sought a restraining order against Beyonce, accusing her of extreme witchcraft, including dark magic, phone tapping, financial control, and orchestrating a smear campaign. These allegations surfaced amid the On the Run II tour, and Thompson claimed that after quitting, Beyonce sent individuals to intimidate her into silence. The restraining order was initially denied, but another hearing was scheduled for October 11th. Thompson, a highly accomplished musician trained at the prestigious Berklee College of Music and handpicked by drummer Terry Lyne Carrington, who assembled Beyonce's all-female band, expressed profound regret over their association. She described cutting ties completely, feeling embarrassed by the collaboration as it shattered her personal and professional life. Thompson elaborated on the ongoing harassment, stating that Beyonce refused to let her move forward as a mature artist. She accused Beyonce of stealing intellectual property and ideas, sabotaging potential happiness, independent career growth, business partnerships, and personal relationships. Other collaborators allegedly fired her under pressure, revealing a pattern where exciting opportunities would build up only to be destroyed. Despite her talent and dedication, having always done the right things, studied hard, and contributed fully to employers, Thompson found it nightmarish to progress without interference. This testimony painted Beyonce as a savage force hindering Thompson's ability to build her own entities, achievements, and joy in the music world. Public reaction leaned toward supporting Thompson, especially when she implicated Solange Knowles, Beyonce's sister, in the alleged demonic activities. This connection gained traction following an incident involving Nicki Minaj, who was ranting online about Jay-Z supposedly owing her $200 million. In response, Solange posted images of eerie, demonic-looking idols she worships on Instagram. Many interpreted this as a veiled threat, warning Minaj to cease discussing the family or face spiritual consequences. Notably, Minaj went silent immediately after, lending credence to the idea that the message was received loud and clear. Fueling these claims further is T-blogger Storm Monroe, who positioned Beyonce not just as a music icon but as Hollywood's reigning high priestess with strong ties to the deity Onshu, depicted here as a powerful demon. Monroe suggested a hierarchy in the industry, where Madonna once held the top witch position through her practice of Kabbalah, but age has diminished her influence, paving the way for Beyonce to ascend as the ultimate queen. This elevation explains the royal treatment she receives, but it comes at a steep, sinister cost. Monroe hinted darkly that Beyonce's success, awards, and status might involve sacrifices, specifically pointing to her children. He implied that twins Rumi and Sir lacked the sharpness of their older sister Blue Ivy because they were allegedly offered as sacrifices to fuel Beyonce's power, a shocking assertion that Monroe clarified was his speculation, not direct fact. Monroe expanded on Beyonce's spiritual affiliations, describing her as heavily invested in African spirituality, possibly as a daughter of Onshu or Yemaya, though he leaned toward Onshu. He noted recurring complaints from associates about pets dying mysteriously or personal harms traced back to Beyonce, framing these as long-standing patterns in Illuminati-like industry dynamics where one figure replaces another. Madonna's Kabbalah practice was acknowledged as a variant, but Beyonce and Jay-Z were accused of delving into dark and black magic beyond that. The internet's investigative fervor uncovered historical elements that seemed to corroborate these narratives. Beyonce herself initiated some rumors with her alter ego, Sasha Fierce, introduced years ago. She openly described feeling possessed when channeling Sasha, particularly before performances like the BET Awards, where she raised her hands and sensed an external force entering her. Initially marketed as a confident persona to counter her natural shyness, it was reframed by critics as a demon she invites during shows, disguised as artistic expression. Adding to the pile of accusations was former dancer Katia Sherry, who claimed Beyonce orchestrated the kidnapping and sexual assault of her child as retribution for Sherry leaving after discovering the witchcraft. Sherry vowed to expose everything, posting on Instagram about Beyonce's evil actions, referencing a past where she was the child you off to be a star and warning that involving her goddaughter crossed an unforgivable line. She promised receipts and threatened to dismantle Beyonce's world. Prophetess Tiffany Montgomery amplified the discourse from the pulpit, accusing Beyonce of witchcraft and decoding symbolic elements. She questioned why Jay-Z uses Jehovah as a nickname, suggesting it mocks the divine name. Montgomery explained witch covens as small groups of 3 to 7, but when scaled to thousands, they form a hive, directly linking to Beyonce's fanbase, the Beehive. Attending concerts was equated to initiation rituals or entering spiritual gates, rebuking Christians for participation as bowing to worldly, demonic systems. The overarching theme warns of deeper industry occultism, with Erykah Badu's involvement ironic given her own witchcraft admission. Yet, her credibility is defended because she doesn't start rumors and uses her powers benevolently, unlike Beyonce's alleged destructive intent. Online reactions varied. One user affirmed belief in Badu's witch status due to her reputation for authenticity. Another urged Beyonce to repent before divine judgment, warning of eternal consequences. This tapestry of allegations, from feuds and legal battles to spiritual hierarchies and personal testimonies, paints Beyonce as a central figure in a web of witchcraft, where success demands moral and spiritual compromises. The exposure by Badu, a self-proclaimed practitioner, underscores the perceived severity, as even insiders find her actions excessively dark. Questions linger about Onshu's role in Beyonce's power, and whether the twins' development stems from sacrificial acts. The narrative culminates in a call for reflection, urging separation from such influences to maintain Christian integrity, while acknowledging the messy, captivating allure of celebrity scandal. Expanding on the cultural context, these claims tap into broader discussions about African spiritual traditions versus their demonization in certain Christian circles. Onshu, a revered Orisha, is misrepresented here as a demonic entity, highlighting clashes between syncretic beliefs and evangelical interpretations. The feud with Badu illustrates how personal slights, like outfit copying, escalate into public spiritual warfare, amplified by social media's rapid dissemination. Thompson's story exemplifies the human cost alleged in these power dynamics. A talented artist's career derailed by invisible forces, forcing self-love practices amid sabotage. Her regret humanizes the accusation, showing vulnerability beneath professional acclaim. Solange's idol posts, timed with Minaj's outburst, suggest familial protection through esoteric means, silencing critics effectively. Monroe's hierarchy theory posits an occult succession in entertainment, where aging icons yield to newcomers via rituals. This frames Beyonce's dominance as unnatural, sustained by harm. Sasha Fierce's possession admissions, once empowering, now fuel possession theories, blurring performance art with spirituality.